Hello and happy Monday. It is Monday today. I just got off the golf course again. How lucky am I? It was a beautiful day and I kind of did a hodgepodge second nine. It was quiet, except there was a foursome right in front of me and they were really kind of slow. So there's a place on our tees where two holes cross, and it's the last two holes of the back nine, which really I'd already done the front nine. I didn't need to do a whole another back nine. Anyways, I was teasing, but nobody was coming. So I thought, oh, I'll just sneak on, I'll play. And as I'm playing, nobody was coming. So I just played a couple extra balls. So I was having a lot of fun. So I did a lot of golfing and really enjoyed it. And let's pretend like I improved my pitching and putting, if I can even know what I'm saying. I'm Lori LaRose. I have Active Stamping here on Facebook. I have obviously other hobbies besides just card making, but card making has been something I've been enjoying doing for 23 years. And I love it. And I think I was obviously a little ahead of the game on Friday night during the we do a cocktails and cards, and I have a new lemon mint bomb, and I made a really yummy mojito to share with you guys. I pretend like I'm sharing with you, even though nobody's drinking it. And hello, and I already started. So Creativity for Everyone, Stampin' Style is a group that's part of my Stampin' Up! Active Stamping page here. You should check it out. I challenge you or offer to you that if you have made a card in the past, I'm going to show you a few, with a theme of oceans, please post them because everything goes here basically. So I'm going to show you a couple other techniques and toys that we played with. Hello, hello. And here we go. Down. It's an absolutely beautiful evening. The sun is bright. I live in Alberta, Canada, so that means the sun sets at about 10:30 or 11. It's crazy. PM, yes. Hi, Kathy. And bounce you around a whole bunch. Okay, so Friday night. And actually, I had forgotten that I made this card until I went upstairs to get this set, actually. And I didn't think of anything with the ocean except for the latest, like, beach view. Until Connie mentioned, oh, she had a few, and I know she has a lot of under the water. So when I saw ocean, I did think beach. So the prompts are always meant to do whatever you want. If you think margaritas, make a margarita drink. What did I do last week? I did some crazy thing. Oh, the forest, because of my donut story. So watch last week if you're curious about that. Anyways, I was upstairs. I have an octopus set from a few years ago. But I did get this one because I like that the face is not on him. And so this was my guy from Friday night. And I was clearly just a little ahead of the game. You'd think that I was like so clever. I think actually, oh no, next week. Next week there's a national day of something. I'm not going to share right now, but I actually posted to be shared that day on my YouTube channel. So this was a set from a while ago. Yeah, similar, but not, right? And a little technique that we did for an under the water scene. And then I think that's it. Somewhere I should have the ocean that I made quite a few weeks ago. And I actually just ran into Jeanette and she was coaching me online while I was trying to make it the one day, and she was like, you're doing it wrong, you're doing it upside down. Oh, I was trying to make this the other day. I was really failing, can I just say? I'll just put it on the back of here. I was trying to lift with water, and it was not a huge success. So that is not a class that I'm going to be teaching anytime soon because it's not very predictable. It's kind of fun if you want to give it a try. You're stamping. You ink up a paper and then you stamp off images with your stamps that have been wet. And I feel like we used to do it with a wet paper cloth, but the thing that I saw was to do it with, come on, Laura, spit it out. To do it with misting it. And I didn't know if I liked that. Hi, Alexina. How are you, hon? All right, so I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. I don't 100% know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to pretend that I do know what I'm doing. I'm going to bring in some sun rays, actually. Then I'm going to bring in some blue, sort of like I did the sun rays I didn't do over on Friday night, but I am going to add I'm going to stamp an image and I'll add a little bit of blue. But before I do it, I'm going to have just a little tiny bit of sun rays. So maybe teaching you a little bit of masking or such. And I think we don't want it torn. It needs to be a straight edge. And since I probably won't end up using that, I'm going to use that. So I'm going to pretend like the sun rays are coming down from a sky. And go to about there. I don't know. So always start off your paper, come on. If you have a stencil, you could, like a sunbeam stencil. There was once a paper pumpkin that had sunbeam stencil. And I'm just going to do a little bit on the edges here. That'll be about it, depending on where the... I'm laughing because I'm going two ways on this. Yeah, it's not working. You're supposed to always go the same direction. Okay, I'm going to start over here. You could do something like this, like if you were night diving. Have you guys ever dived? Does anybody have their scuba license aside from myself? I actually worked for a scuba company down in Utila, which is in the Bay Islands of Honduras. It was kind of funny. I was like, oh, that looks so pretty. I was like, oh, I don't think I need to do that. Like, mostly because it was expensive, kind of. And the fella at the time was like, well, go do a introductory one. And then if you, I think it was that you had to do a set or something like that. He's like, well, just buy the little group of 3, because you started with an introductory one and then you went from there. And he's like, and if you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. No problem at all. And I was like, well, that's pretty easy. In fact, I might even just say, oh, I hated it. Oh, I was young. I might have done it. Anyways, I'm trying to find my purple here. Because under the water, lots of things look kind of dark purple. Oh, this is Highland. I wanted gorgeous grape, but that'll be okay. Anyways, I went down and it was the Caribbean. So it was absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. And I saw lots of fish, lots of parrotfish and little tiny, nothing like that. Lots of these guys, kind of fishes. And damsel, like beautiful, like, I came back up. I was like, oh my gosh, sign me up for the lessons. Like, I'll pay more money. And I became a student. And then I was talking away about different stuff and they were listening to me. This is not going to be dark enough. And they offered me a job, and my pay basically was going to be free dives. Yahoo! Like, that was fine with me. And they worked me towards earning my master's. Unfortunately, I got homesick. So yeah, homesick. I was already gone for several months, and I was ready to come home, and I was like, oh. So part of me was like, and we talked, well, why don't you go home and come back? And it was like, well, yeah. And you know what? They were even open. Oh, I don't know where my grape is, you guys. Boo, I really need to clean my desk. All right, well, I will do it with the Highland Heather. You know, I'd probably be better. Probably even be better. Oh, I'm going to get Blackberry Bliss, actually. We'll pretend we're way down. Another dive story of mine is actually seeing a black coral way down at 108 feet. And I think I have told this story before. And it was gorgeous, but it's this dark purple. And it looked like this. This is what this is. This is black coral. Haha. It looked like a big weeping willow tree. It was unbelievable. I was so excited. Okay, so that guy, straight down. It's okay if it's swaying a little bit, but let's go like that. Okay. Ta-da! Nice. Hopefully it lightens up and goes clear like that, hey? So what were you guys up to for the weekend? And if you haven't taken scuba, do you like to snorkel? My daughter is going to be snorkeling in Australia this summer, her winter. And because she's in Australia now already. Well, she's in New Zealand actually. Okay, so I'm going to do with shaded spruce for a dark green. I'm going to stamp here and then here. Nice. Not sure how much extra I got on there, but I feel like I got at least one extra. The clear is so pretty, hey? When you're working ocean ideas, I will say, and I'll bring this one back in, working with a little bit of vellum is a lovely idea to not lose some of the background that you're working with, but to be able to pull up some idea of it. I have no idea. It's very warped. This guy's been around for a little tiny bit. I don't really know what the technique was that day, but it was fun. Okay, this fish. Oh, some bubbles would be fun. So this one has, just thought you should know how wonderful you are. I'm here for you always, and thank you. I love the bubbles, so I'm going to put in some bubbles, but I'll do it after I ink. But I'm going to just put these guys in. He's too big for my scene right now. And this is where mixing and matching your underwater would work out very nicely. To some degree, to me, this is very much more pretty and sophisticated, so you might not want to mix and match these greeneries, but I definitely think like he could be in this in a heartbeat, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. He's too big though. But anyways, so I'm going to, these guys should be low, but I'm going to put one, I'll put them up here. And I'm pretending this is down deep. So one of the things that you lose is color as you go deeper in the water. And I often be like, can we just stay at like 40 feet so I can keep the color? One time, and I think I told you guys this before too, the fellow was like, well, I think you'll be disappointed. I'm going to make them red actually. These fish are going to be red. They should be orange. Hang on, I got to get it orange. I feel like I did it orange once before, didn't I? He's like, well, set your meters, your dive tables for 60 feet, or 80 of them actually, Lori, 60 I think. And if you like what you see at 35, 40, then you can just adjust your tables when you come up for your next dive. Okay, well that's not a bad idea. Okay, I'll do that. So I did it, and I'm diving along and drifting down, down, down. Look at my table, like whatever the altitude thing is, altimeter or whatever it was called, who knows. I wouldn't be a very good dive master anymore, or even a guide. Anyways, and sorry, I'm just going to see what that looks like. Okay. And so I'm stamping there just to see, and actually I'm going to stamp twice because it's kind of fun. Nice. They would be all throughout that, but I'm going to leave it at that. There was nothing there. We were over a mound, and I had to go down to 60 to actually even get to the top of a mound to see any grass or anything. Anyways, I could have seen some big fish. There might have been a big grouper or something like that. There just wasn't any base. And not that there was all the time. Well, you know what? I think most dives, you're not just deep water. You go to something to see critters feeding on stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of blue on here. Blue on blue. And I'm going to start with the azure. Hi, Lena. And I want to try and, I got to be a little careful what I'm doing with the yellow because I want to save some of it. I'm going to cover up this. And then I want to cover up this a little bit too. And I don't want it around the orange either, but I'll put it through here. I feel like I'm smearing. So we were doing some inking the other day. Over some words. And a question had been raised. Do you stamp after? And yeah, actually to some degree, had I inked it all and then stamped over top, this still would have been quite clear. You lose, you can, when you kind of, you can reactivate your ink basically. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. All right, so I'll do a little bit. Oh, that's going to be pretty actually. That was a little unexpected. You gotta love when there's unexpected, a serendipity, I guess, maybe. It's like, oh, look at that. Now I'm really stripedy. Make me wonder if I needed to do it yellow or if I'd have just done it all yellow. But now I'm kind of covering up my yellows, protecting them. And so I think it works out good. And if you're really, really fussy, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but you could cover up your little, or I definitely could have waited, your little orange fish, because the orange is going to get muddy when you get going with this, right? And I feel like the green is okay. This guy really wanted to, might be because it was just good and juicy. I do want to get a little tiny bit more blue in there. That'll be nice. So this is just, it's not, definitely not masking proper. I'm just kind of roughly, and I want to be a little bit careful because I don't want a sharp edge. So I wasn't going right up to it. Like I got sharp edges there and I like that. But around the fish, I kind of want it to be soft. I don't want them to have blue eyes, for instance. Kind of pretty. What do you guys think? So when you are diving, and if you ever are, flip over and look up, and the rays coming down through the water are pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of blueberry. So I am, as your afternoon is kind of a wet ink pad, and so I have kind of reinvigorated the stamped images, if that makes sense. Now, where'd that little guy go? Because I'd like to have his little tail, but I want to have some blue here too. There we go. Ugh, that's not so good. Boo. It's okay. And one more time with this. This is actually supposed to be light, so I'm going to leave it light. All right. There we go. Kind of pretty. A little bit pretty simple is what I guess I would say. Which is funny because this one's also fairly simple, but so much bigger story told because this little guy's such a character, hey? So I guess it makes a difference. Clean it up. You guys are so quiet. All right, and then some words will make this. Oh, look at my fingers. Let's get those cleaned up a little tiny bit. Woohoo. I have to post some stuff. I'm just thinking out loud. You're so quiet that I can talk into my own head at this point. Oh dear, that's asking for trouble. We had a great rodeo weekend here. Thanks for asking. I just happened to see my cowboy hat. I made things sort of like that for the tray favors the other day, and shared that with you last week to let you know. Okay, so this has some nice words. Here we go. Just thought you should know how wonderful you are. That might be kind of nice. And I need to send out some more mail, so that's a nice thing to have for a friend, isn't it? I feel like I'd like this to be, I'll cut it around the shape that it should be. Just thought. And I'm going to stamp this in what color, people? I think blue. Oi, sorry. That's me losing my light. For goodness sakes, you guys. Put a little bit of light on the situation. Sorry about that. My little pinky finger hits my light sometimes. I haven't done that for quite a while. don't know when the last time it was. Okay. And a little piece of white. I could do my, this guy has been in every card. He's been featured on every card lately. That looks kind of nice, eh? Okay, I'm going to do this other guy though. Just finding a piece of extra paper. And then I think I'm going to fussy cut around here. My weekend was good. Did I tell you how it was? Did you get home? You must have had to get home. Betty's just on here now. Hello, Miss Betty. She's asking me how my weekend was. Maybe she's, oh, well, it's a good thing I didn't have to, I wasn't stamping that on the inside of the card. I'd be putting a new piece of paper in there. I did not do any cowboying. Last week, though, was seniors week, and I was having fun with all the seniors. I was pretending I was a senior. I am. Well, I am a Shoppers Drug Mart senior. I'm not quite a town senior yet, which I'm okay with. Next year, but I attended with a senior. My husband is like 9 months older than me, so of course he already is the senior, so I was laughing at him. We went and saw, I told you guys, we went and saw the Neil Diamond Sunshine Blue. Sorry, I'm off screen just cutting this. I think I did it a little bit extra curvy and wavy. Love it. Okay, I like it. I'd like to keep the world. I love that. I actually like that up there. So then I do kind of need a little something down here. I don't usually like stuff up at the top, but I do like it now, and that's better than that. So my question though is, this is such a fine font. That's why it goes okay up there. Just thought you should know how wonderful you are. Oh, I wanted some bubbles actually too, didn't I? That'll add a little something. And I'm just going to do the bubbles in some azure. Hang on, I got to see what these look like. I'm just stamping them over here on a spare piece of paper because they didn't show up. Ooh. Big bubbles at the bottom or big bubbles at the top? Little bubbles into big bubbles? Okay, I'm sorry, but these are crappy bubbles. Oh, that'll work maybe. Do you like the way I'm so honest? I don't like these bubbles. They're kind of crappy. I'll just put, I think I'll stamp them off once actually. Oh, good thing I stamped them off. That is pretty darn bright. Little funny bubbles. Tiny bubbles. Make me want to sing. So I wonder if I tie a bow. Now I don't think I want this on the light blue. That one I did kind of put on. Now, did I bring over another blue? I feel like I did, and then I feel like oh no, I brought over this guy. Actually, it doesn't look bad on there, but I think it'll look better on azure. Azure. So if you weren't on earlier, and if I didn't finish my conversation with myself, hang on one second. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I interrupted myself twice. Nope, that won't work. What color is this? Mango. That's not going to work. Hang on one second, guys. This one might work. Oh yeah, that's gonna be perfect. Is it? What color is it? Oh, it's perfect. It's the color. I love it. Tangelo twist. Tangelo twist. Is this the right size? Yes. If you weren't on earlier, highly this week especially, because I think some of you have some really great. Maybe you sent them away, so God bless you if you did. That's even better. But if you're like me and you kind of hoard your cards because you're bad, if you have you don't even have to be creating. I know that's what the prompts are for, is for you to pull out your stamps and create, but we would love to see the inspiration you have to prompt some of us. Oh, that looks great. To prompt some of us to do a little bit better and do a little bit more. So please go ahead and post your already done cards too, eh? Phew, driving, hey? You're driving in the rain probably half the time. Was it quiet enough? Like not too busy? And you didn't run over any deers? That's always a bonus, hey? Okay, so there's that. Now, I wonder if I put this in here. It's been a long time since we did not just a bow for ribbons, but I don't love the way that's ending there. I'm really struggling with this, you guys, because I don't think that looks weird, doesn't it? Maybe if I get a bow in here, it'll pull it together. We used to, so nowadays I have been putting bows just by the edge of some words or whatever. But it used to be that the bows always had to be attached to a row of ribbon, like, and now that's gone by the way of the dodo. You often see just that, like up by there. And now in the old days, we always had to have it here, like. So what do you guys think? Will that grow on me, or is it weird? Do you know what I think I can do? I feel like I could put just a little tiny inch piece of I'm trying to decide if I ink this really dark, if I put just a colored ribbon, a colored thing in there, and then I'm thinking, well, do I do Blackberry Bliss? Do I do green? Do I do gray for rock? Do I just put a little strip? I'm really wondering. Do you know the other thing I could do? Haha! Look at this inspiration. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, this guy's going to be a little bit small, but the idea is there. I could pull in, so if he's bigger, I could just frame it. Oh, and then I got a better idea. Okay, hang on. Now we're cooking. Wait 1 second if I can find it fast. Let's see. Inspiration. Inspiration. Sing a little song with me, you guys. Inspiration, inspiration, inspiration. Come on. I know where you are. Here it is. Okay, I'm closer than far. And I need to have another piece of paper. I think I'm going to do it in a zero, actually. So this has to be 3 3/4 by 5. And then I'm going to cut quite a large one out of here. You guys are going to love this idea. Who knows what I'm going to do? Go ahead and post what you think I'm doing right now. Quick, before I get over there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 1/2, 2 1/4, 2, 1. Dun, da, da, da. Did anybody write anything? I know you didn't. I like this, so that's one way to have it. Another way we could do it is, and I might keep this, look at. How fun is that? A little frame. So in full truth, I might come back with a slightly larger one, because right now I'm very little, and I could use the bigger one so that I have bigger. But that actually is kind of cool. Then I do need this down here. And I can still have the nice bright orange. I like it. What do you guys think? 10 out of 10? Yeah, you can hit that love button. Go ahead. All right. All right, gals. So there's my ocean for today. I'd love to see what you guys do. And we will be back, I think. What's happening tomorrow night? Something is happening, but yeah, no, I'll be back tomorrow night, live at 8. It'll be great. Bring in your ocean best and go for it. Aw, thanks for the heart. You like it better the first way. Okay, Betty, fine. Be that way. You're allowed to. Okay, so I will see you guys tomorrow night. See you later. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye. Thanks, Kathy.